are we doing the game study or always dizzy
Oh, sorry.
lessons?
Always easy lessons. True.
Okay, yeah. And
Oh, you're here. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and I'm good to go.
All right. Um, well, we're going to see. Um, well, not the entire two games. I wanted to propose this one as an exercise. It's um, it's somewhat connected to what we talked about in our last lesson. Um, it's all about how dangerous it can be not to calculate variations. Because sometimes we think we are in danger if we go after a sharp line, we want to calculate, and then sometimes we shy away from it, even though we haven't really checked what's going on in that particular line. It's incredible how easy it is to to just drift because of trying to keep it safe, playing on general principle. Um, it's even more dangerous than calculating a violent line and going for it. uh, I really like this example. It's black to play. There are many threats. I mean, white is already threatening to take on c4. Um, I mean, you can castle right now because of that. There is another threat with queen g4, hitting g7, hitting c8. So you basically have to decide on how you're going to defend this. Probably going back isn't even an option. I mean, queen g4 looks um, quite nasty already. You can't really castle because
Bishop h6,
bishop h6, um,
bishop f6.
and bishop f6, and then
It looks like there might be like Lasker's double bishop sacrifice. Like I'm looking at h7 now. If like I'm wondering if we can go bishop h7, queen h7. I mean king h7, queen h5. No, doesn't doesn't quite work because the king just goes back to g8.
oh, I couldn't hear that last part because it froze.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag. It looks like today. I'm also getting a little bit of feedback still.
Oh,
Oh, maybe because we restarted Skype, it goes from 70 again. Maybe
okay.
did it not? Is
I'm
it?
on 70.
It's still
I'm
at
on
70.
70.
Okay, so I will. Maybe I'll lower my volume a little bit. Maybe that helps. Um, okay, so let me look at that again. So black to move. So knight b6, queen g4, castles, bishop h6, bishop f6. I still think I don't know. I still think maybe we can't do anything on h7, but what? Um, what? What? Oh wait. Oh no. No. I don't see it. Is it really obvious?
At that point, you have threats with white, but I don't think that variation is working quite well. So knight b6,
Oh, you're You're breaking up there.
Seats, early move. Yeah. Oh. I'll repeat the variation. Knight to b6, queen g4, black castles, bishop h6, bishop f6. Then you have a shot that threats some ugly stuff against black's castle. It takes advantage of the fact that
maybe
the b-pawn
f4.
F4. Well, he can even take king here. Well, king there, not king there because of queen f5.
Well, I was thinking just f4 threatening fe, and then exchange sack.
F4.
Maybe
I'm not entirely sure. Knight takes.
Okay, fe.
Fe, bishop takes. Looks like a mess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Rook f3. I know maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It is unclear.
But after knight b6, there's this simple bishop takes a6, which is annoying enough for black. Yeah, it's a passed a pawn with bishops, especially with light square bishop that black doesn't know. Yeah, it comes just in time. I mean, bishop takes, hitting the rook, and on the next move, bishop b5 check, depriving black from.
What about rook c5?
Rook c5. That's another one. Okay, maybe, just maybe, bishop e3. There's also.
Wait. Can we?
Maybe.
I was just gonna say maybe bishop d2.
Because then this will follow, and the knight on b6 is in trouble. If queen a4, bishop e3, and.
Yeah, and even bishop b7 maybe. To c6, I'm thinking.
There's going to be bishop c6. Yeah,
maybe
something went wrong here. Queen a4. Yeah, this is pretty nasty. Even this, we don't have great squares for the knight. This is also a threat. Yeah, you just
win
material.
Oh yeah, I was thinking if bishop e3, there's rook a5, right? No, but then we take. Yeah.
Bishop here, we're threatening this. Or knight takes d5, there's still that. I guess this one is kind of easy because of the double.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty on b8.
Yeah, he's not defending this. Yeah, so knight b6. Yeah, it's a shame to go back with the knight. Well, especially dropping this pawn with the threat of something to b5 with check. So black has to opt between taking the pawn or playing queen c5. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to calculate some lines and decide which way you would go.
Okay, so
as if it was the real game.
Okay, so let's see. So let's look at queen d5 first. So fortunately, I only have 2 lines to look at. So so queen d5. What is wrong with queen d5, if anything? Oof. Okay, so let's go queen d5, bishop e4. Queen has to move because there's no attack on his queen. So, so queen d5, bishop e4. And let's say we go to e6. And to me, that's not going to be a problem. That's not going to be a problem as far as I can tell for black. So but still that might, I looked at bishop e4. So queen d5 instead of bishop e4. Let's see if we have something else. What about it's looking reasonable so far. Queen d5. I was looking at moving our dark squared bishop to put something on c1, because that's pretty good though. That x-ray on c8. So maybe I'll try that, a slow move. So queen d5, and let's say bishop. Oh, where do we put it though? Where do I put it?
It's dominated.
Yeah, I got nowhere to put it. I really can't put it anywhere. Like, yeah, I just can't put it anywhere. Oh, that's such, okay, so yeah, so bishop, okay, let's try something else. Bishop, sorry, I mean, if queen d5, what if, I mean, taking the knight is really fruitless. So I don't see anything, so I'm going to temporarily shift to the other move, because so far, queen d5 seems to be workable for black. So now let's look at queen c5.
You're still missing one thing about queen takes d5.
Okay.
There is one candidate move.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't look at rook d1. So queen takes d5, rook d1. Not that we have a great discovery, but yeah, I mean, that's partly, I mean, we're threatening maybe bishop f5, I guess.
Yeah, that's one threat.
Yeah, I don't really see other threats. I mean, so.
But you can still drop back to e6. You can play bishop e6 in any case.
So queen takes d5, rook d1.
Yeah, queen e6.
Queen e6.
You seem to be off the hook there.
Yeah, black is off the hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So queen d5.
There is one.
It doesn't quite work. I don't think. I'm looking at queen g4 again. Queen d5, queen g4.
Yeah, that's the most important. That's the most important variation to take into account.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say castles.
He castles, and then
your favorite bishop h6. Bishop f6. We're into that again.
Yeah, very similar to knight b6.
I don't see a difference. It's just worse, I think, for white, because we're missing the d5 pawn.
Yeah, but you actually have an attacking move by white, which seems to pose some problems. At least if, at least when you see it, it might be a bit worrying, which is queen f5. What's the threat?
Well, we're threatening mate, but I'm trying to see what the problem is. Like just g6.
G6 does have a problem. There's something hanging there.
I'm talking about after he castles, right? So.
Yeah, castles, bishop h6, bishop f6, and then
Oh, wait.
queen
I
f.
forgot we played bishop f6. Okay. So yeah, the bishop on f6. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So queen f5. Ooh, yeah. That's. I don't think he can. Wait, where's his? I'm trying to think. Where his? No, isn't his queen
On
on
d5.
e? Okay, let me run it again. So queen d5, queen g4. Oh, and I cast. Okay, and then I cast. Oh yeah, so his queen is still on d5. Okay, so if queen f5, yeah, there's nothing. There's he's screwed.
That seems terrible for for black. Uh, though it's not. It's actually very sound. You have to find the defending
Oh
move.
wait. No, that. I'm wondering if we can if we can go rook d8. Like rook d8,
Rook
queen takes. Yeah, queen takes h7, king f8, queen. This looks terrible though. I mean, queen h8. Actually, wait. Yeah, queen h8, king e7.
Actually, queen h8 loses the bishop on h6. Because after king e7, your queen is attacked, and the bishop on h6 too.
Oh, sorry, I'm not following. So after queen f5.
Yeah, rook f d8 or rook f e8. Yeah.
Yeah, and then queen
Queen
h7.
takes. Yeah, king
Yeah.
f8. The
Yeah,
king
and
escapes.
yeah. So queen h8, king e7, right?
King e7. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess I don't know, queen h3 or something.
And there's a bishop on h6, which is hanging. You still have your bishop on h6.
Oh, totally forgot about that bishop.
Everything's hanging at that point. The bishop, the queen, the
Oh
bishop.
my god. Okay.
So black is really all right taking on d5. Actually, he's better. I mean, of course, white doesn't have to actually hang everything with queen h8. But after something like this, yeah, you have to see rook f d8 or rook f
Yeah.
e8.
Well, it's his only option.
Yeah, but the nice thing about this is that black is actually all right, and he has a great position here. The king is completely safe on e7, and you have these central pawns that are quite impressive. Black had no trouble. He could complete his development after taking on d5.
We could. Oh wait, the king on e7 there. Our queen's under attack, right? Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, because I was thinking we could
Queen
repair
h8 check.
something with bishop e4.
Bishop e4.
Yeah, that saves one of our pieces.
Yeah. I'm thinking if we can't just go to c5. Still the check doesn't do anything. King
No.
e7.
Well, I wouldn't give a check. Like bishop. So bishop e4, queen c5. Maybe I can play bishop e3.
But there's still this.
Yeah, I'll take.
That's one problem. This bishop is dominated. It doesn't have anywhere good to go.
No, I mean, if I'm just wondering if we can get something like bishop e4, queen c5, bishop e3, knight takes e3, f takes e3. Oh, you win my bishop. Never. Oh no, you don't. You don't. So
It's
so
defending,
yeah. So f takes
but the
e3,
king is
queen takes
coming here.
e3, and then yeah, I was hoping to take the bishop, sack everything, but
Oh,
no, it won't work. No, I'm down too much. Okay, I was trying.
yeah, the
I
king
was
on
trying.
e7 is ugly. Well placed.
I need a knight.
Um, I mean, concrete calculation is really important. I mean, on general principle, it's so easy to just reject queen takes d5 because it looks scary. It looks really, really scary. Um, but it's actually very well founded, not only positionally, because of course you're winning a central pawn, and if you can get away with that, then that's great. Uh, Tactically, it's completely sound. I'm not sure what Black missed here, but he made a really subpar move. He played Queen c5, um, which doesn't seem to be that horrible, but it has a huge problem. He was struck by a completely unexpected blow. Um, let's see. I'm going to give you the opportunity to find it because it's an amazing move.
Hmm. An amazing move. Bishop a3 is looking interesting. Bishop a3.
Bishop.
Yeah, so bishop a3. If knight takes a3, well, we have to give up our queen at the end of that.
The problem is you don't get to play rook ac1, queen takes.
Yeah, yeah, we have to give up the queen. Um, so okay, let me think. Maybe bishop e3. If knight takes e3, rooks. No, that doesn't. Um,
Yeah, still the same
it's the
problem.
same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Although,
So you get the point. If you could play rook ac1 right now, that could be
yeah,
in terrible shape.
yeah. So I wonder if we could just do anything like bishop g5.
Bishop g5. The problem is he takes and he controls c1. So
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Bishop h6.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a weird move.
That must
Did this happen in the game?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jablonski found it.
I'd like to see his expression.
Yeah.
That's not a move you want to see your opponent make.
It's a ball from the blue. I don't know what Black was expecting, but he probably saw, okay, after Queen G4, my rook is already defended, so I can play Bishop F6, and I don't have to deal with that Bishop to H6. But change of move order, and now you can't really take Rook AC1, and this is terrible for Black. He doesn't get to castle because of rook takes, followed by queen check, and rook takes c8. It's a nice combination. It's funny that there's no way of getting this queen out of the way without dropping that rook on c8. So, for example, takes, check, and this one is
Yeah,
also
I was
not even
thinking even Queen F5.
queen.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
No, I think earlier. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No,
Takes.
I think I think Queen G5 and then into F5. Queen G5 to F5.
Oh, instead of taking on c4, giving a check right now, like this.
Yeah. And then Queen F5.
Yeah, if he goes here, you do have Queen F5.
And I think even if Bishop G5, Queen F5.
Should here, well, then we have to consider the moves by the rook, like this, for example.
Yeah.
This is still winning, though.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a bit more complicated. He can sacrifice a queen.
But first we take on H7, have our fun, and then
yeah,
okay. Yeah, we're just playing with our food now. Knight takes. Yeah, I don't know. Rook takes c4 now, maybe.
Rook takes. Suddenly it's complicated.
Yeah. No, we just go rook takes. Rook c8.
Take. Oh, and
yeah,
you have the check on h8.
Yeah, okay. Still a little bit of work though.
Yeah.
Still work. Yeah.
Yeah, the other line is better, though it should work. I mean.
No, yeah, this is too much work. This is too dangerous. I don't. Yeah, Black's coming back here.
The pin on the c5 has to be
okay.
Yeah, this queen g4 just wins a whole rook, so it has to be better. Yeah, that this bishop h6 basically dismantles Black. Now he doesn't get to play bishop f6, rook ac1, and he's not even castled. So, well, therefore the queen takes d5, and now you take it. And now what do we do?
Why can't I take on g7? Oh, because it's mate. Okay, so I don't know, maybe bishop e4, why not?
Bishop e4. Queen e6 most likely. Just to take on g7.
Oh, right. Yeah, but it's looking. I guess we could. Have to be careful. Okay, bishop e4, queen d6, bishop g7, rook g8. Probably bishop back to h6. Wait. No. I can't do that. Yeah, so. I guess then we take on c4. Rook takes c4.
But right now?
No, after. But I don't like taking on g7. I don't think it's necessary. So if bishop e4,
queen e6.
Yeah, queen e6. What's wrong with just bringing the bishop? Well, I guess yeah. Well, what have we gained then, right? We're down material. So
yeah. So at this point, you have
Okay,
to
so
keep
I'll put more pressure on c4 again. So rook c1 again. So bishop e4. So if bishop e4 and queen d6, rook c1 again, or we could just play rook c1 to start.
Yeah, this might be sounder because if bishop e4, queen e6, rook ac1, he just takes your bishop, and this one is sufficiently defended by the queen and the rook. I mean, here you're not applying pressure on c4 by playing this. He can just take, and this is defended.
I wonder how stupid g4 would be.
Like right now in this position, he can take on h. He gets away from this pin. And now this is defended for the time being.
Yeah, no, okay. Whoops.
Okay. Rook ac1 makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to get too tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, he takes, and he's not entirely lost, I guess. Though it's clearly dangerous for black. I mean, I'll still take white any day. But white plays something even stronger than this. He keeps applying pressure. I mean, his normal attacking moves are all there.
Okay, let me consider queen g4 again.
Yeah, queen g4, hitting c8.
Hitting
g7.
Hitting g7, c4, c8.
Yeah, and all you are leaving hanging here is the bishop, but this is too big a threat, and now he can castle to get out of it. So he played rook to c5, so that the pins on the c5 are not. So terrible now, but queen takes is a different monster now. Now this queen is a beast.
Yeah, f8 is
yeah. After rook f8, queen takes, and you're basically losing the exchange, while your king is completely open. So that's a great result for white. So okay, black tries this. Queen takes d3, queen takes h3, check. King d7, kb1, and of course white has a very important advantage. I mean, it's an exchange up, and the king is open. I mean, the black king is always in some danger. This is the final mistake, but rook
b8. Rook b8. Oh wait, rook b8. Rook b8. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the first thing that comes to mind. Rook b8 has to be good.
Yeah. And it is with this
queen e8.
With this check in mind, and that's probably it. The follow queen g6, queen e8 check, king e6, rook c8. This is a nice move. It's great technique. If we just make this rook disappear, it's going to be much easier to get to the king. So d7, takes, queen c8, and now rook c7 coming. That's why he plays queen f8, which is desperate. Allowing rook c7 was worse. And queen takes a6, and black just resigned. I mean, everything that happened in this game stemmed from the mistake in this move. I mean, this was the time to calculate and taking actually a very bold and tough decision, which is to take this pawn. It looks really dangerous, but it turns out not calculating enough and just playing something in general.
This was a c4 Sveshnikov?
Yeah, it was. Bishop e7, 1, 9, 1, c3. Yeah. It turns out the less violent variation, the most normal looking move, queen c5, which is not taking the pawn, not winning material, it turned out to be much more dangerous. I mean, the only dangerous thing really you see is not calculating the variations deep enough. I put this other game here, which I can really relate to because it's my game. I think I never showed this one to
I
you.
don't think
At least
I'm not. You might have showed maybe just one game of yours before, but this might be only the second time you showed one of your games.
yeah. Sometimes when I can really relate to what I'm showing, since well, your games are really close to you, so uh, it's easy to compare what happened them uh, to other players' experience. uh, and I was 14 at the time. Yeah, this game was an eye opener for me.
What were you rated at
Thanks to
14?
2050, something like that,
Okay.
more or less.
Okay.
I was a sound positional player. I mean, I knew my classics. I was brought up um, in an environment where my teacher always was feeding me classical games, so I was positionally sound. I was calculating so badly, and I was going through this phase that I wanted to finish games without calculating that much. I still, yeah, I still
Lazy.
thought that was possible.
No, that's like it sounds like me. So so
Yeah,
we got
well,
D4.
it was a tournament. This was an American tournament where I just threw so many chances. It was ridiculous. I mean, my tactics were completely off, and this is the final round. It's not that it was going to make much of a difference, but if I won, I could have, I don't know, end up in the fifth or fourth position.
Okay.
I ended up eighth. It's not big deal, but this one really hurt because everything went my way in the opening. And when I got to analyze this game after the tournament, I felt so frustrated because I noticed there were many things that I had the ability to notice if I just applied myself to actually calculating stuff. And I wasn't used to doing it. And that's the main problem, not getting accustomed to actually forcing you to try and calculate variations. Um, well, it was a Tarrasch, the main line of the Tarrasch, at least at that time. It still is, but people nowadays play other sidelines too. C takes, knight takes, all very theoretical. I'm playing against the IQP. This was prep. um, he always played the Tarrasch. Very normal moves up to this point. Queen b3, the move that I think this was the move that Karpov used to put Kasparov in trouble in their 1984 match. It made Kasparov abandon the Tarrasch. Knight a5, Queen c2. I mean, it looks like we are provoking him into going to c4. It's not a big deal. I mean, the knight can be easily kicked out from there, and it's not like it has great squares to go back to. I mean, on c6, it applies pressure on the center. On d6, it's just in the way of the defense of this pawn. So it's not that this maneuver is scary or anything. He plays bishop f8, makes sense. Rook fd1. And now this move is passive. I mean, that bishop, it's a bit sad, to be honest. It's like a
Tall pawn.
big pawn. Normally, yeah, normally people play bishop to g4 or something like that. It's much more annoying, at least from my experience. When I started playing on general grounds, b3, I don't want nothing to do with this. It wasn't necessary. It turns out I could have played with d3. No big deal still. A6, my opponent was bent on leaving some weak squares for no reason. So up to this point, I was enjoying the game. Here, this is not the only move the Moe played. This is the only time in the game.
Maybe he wanted to play this first, but then he's scared of a knight coming in to b5 or something. I don't know. I'm just wondering this. He's scared of. Oh yeah, but was he scared of? You think he was scared of this? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit strange because
or maybe scared of queen b. Maybe scared of queen b5. Maybe.
Maybe he didn't want to trade queens. Though in that case, he should just go back to c6 because he will welcome this exchange. Up to this point, yeah, this is the only moment in the game where I actually played well. I made a positional decision as far as I mean, it's not the only way. It's probably not even the best. But it's quite sound. I mean, there is this strategy against the Taras to modify the pawn structure in this way. Black usually goes for something like this. He allows that. But the problem is that when white gets to play e4 to good effect, these pawns tend to crumble, and the light squares are going to be so weak. We shouldn't forget that black doesn't count on a light square bishop. And here I could do that with win of a tempo with bishop b6. So this was quite sound. And I was happy about this. So now everything seems to be falling apart because this pawn is so weak. He doesn't even get to play rook d8. And he kept finding resources to stay in the game. Knight b4, now queen c6, bishop d4. I have calculated this, and I saw that this is an impossibility because of e takes just in time. I had seen up to this point, so I was able to calculate. I mean, from move 17 to 21, perfectly okay. I saw that I had this resource in case of e5, so it's not like I completely lacked the ability. I didn't have the habit. That can even be worse. So he takes on e4. He wins a pawn for now. And here I start playing on general grounds. I was so happy about this because I had seen some famous game. It was supposed Prague.
Oh,
with a
Canadian.
very similar structure. Yeah, yeah. It's actually from the candidates match that they played between them. It was a very hard fought match until Jusupov won a very nice game on this variation. This pawn is falling, of course, and the structure is very similar. But I have so many advantages over what Jusupov got in that game. That I was a bit ashamed because Jusupov won a flawless endgame while I had all these extra advantages and I couldn't beat my opponent. First of all, there's still queens on the board. That's terrible for black. If I'm going to take with a bishop here and exploit these weak light squares around his king. I mean, it's just terrible for black to have the queens on in this position. And the other one is that in this case, I'm going to have the open e file to put pressure on the weak pawn on e6. Jusupov had a pawn on e3. I mean, it was. Yeah, it's funny because Jusupov milked a very tiny advantage, and I prepared with the basis of that game.
Was your opponent equally rated to you?
He was a bit higher. He was 2100 something.
Okay.
But yeah, kind of a similar rating.
You were young.
Yeah, he had
so maybe a little underrated.
Yeah, for the way I played this turn, I guess my rating was spot on.
Okay.
Here I start to become lazy. Um, Normally I would like to keep both bishops, but I make a very lazy move.
No, I'm just
I
kind
take
of.
queen e2.
This is my style. I do great out of the opening, maybe even in the middle game. I get a great position, you know, like +2, and then I get lazy, and then yeah. So I can
It's
relate
even
to
more
that.
dangerous than calculating stuff. Yeah, I mean, it starts to get dangerous when you decline to calculate. It's when you refuse to do it. That's the
I
red
think
flag,
part of it too
right?
is you have to fight complacency because you get a great position, maybe you outplay your opponent, then you start to disregard your opponent. You get a little bit complacent and let your guard down a little bit.
Yeah, I probably thought here that I was winning, irrespective of what I do. Um, I was up for a road awakening. Uh, Normally, you want to keep both bishops. I saw he was exchanging this bishop in the variation I played, and I was so lazy to calculate rook AC1 to the end. Because come on, this looks like the move. It's almost ridiculously obvious that rook AC1 is the move to consider. I mean, I'm bringing the rook with a win of a tempo of the queen. If the queen goes pretty much anywhere, I can just take with a huge position advantage. I could understand all that. So I calculated rook AC1, queen D5 to hold on to this pawn, queen E2, simply threatening to take, and then I saw knight D3, and I said, oh no, he can take my rook and hit the queen on E2. I saw that variation, I remember.
Oh,
Um,
no, but you take his queen first, no? Queen takes D5. I
um,
mean, bishop takes D5.
Bishop takes D5. It's rook AC1, queen D5. Queen E2, knight D3, bishop takes E4, knight takes E1, and if I take, he takes with check.
Okay.
He takes E2 with
Sorry,
check.
yeah,
And then
you ran that a little bit too quick for me. Sorry. So,
I'm sorry.
so rook AC1, queen D5. Oh, I missed. Queen E2. So queen E2, and then knight E3 right away.
Yeah, that's the move I was worried about. Knight.
Okay.
He's hitting C1 just in
E3.
time.
Okay, but let's try to make it work still. So knight E3.
That's what I did. I should have.
Can't I go queen takes E3?
Queen takes D3, E takes.
Yeah. Bishop takes D5.
Bishop takes D5, E takes D5.
Rook takes
You
D3.
win back the pawn of
Yeah.
D3.
That it's not. We could get more, right? Better than that.
Yeah, and after rook takes D3, he even has rook E2. Yeah, he's activating his rook. I don't even have an extra pawn.
Okay.
There should be more.
Yeah. Okay, so knight E3. Well, am I missing something? Oh wait, why can't we just go rook takes D3? I guess he's hitting our queen. Okay, he's hitting our queen now. So
the queen too.
E
I was
takes,
so frustrated.
Yeah.
There's one very simple move I missed. I mean, I didn't even take the time to consider it. I remember that I saw that and I just abandoned the line.
Well,
but if we can defend both the bishop and the rook, this is coming next. And the threat to take on e4 is huge. I mean, it's just winning.
Sorry, defend which bishop?
After queen d5, rook ac1, queen d5, queen e2, knight e3.
Yeah.
He's also threatening to take the bishop on d4.
Oh, so don't tell me queen e3.
No, because knight takes c1 is still there, still problem. He's hitting the rook on c1 with the knight on d3, and he's also hitting the bishop on d4 at this point.
Okay, I'm just trying to. How can I defend c1 and d4?
There's only one move, really.
Rook c4?
Rook c4. And black basically has to resign. I mean, I'm threatening bishop takes c4, the knight on d3 is dead, basically. Yeah, I get to keep my pair of bishops because that variation is terrible for him. If b5, bishop takes c4, hitting the queen and winning right away. When I analyzed this game at home, I was so frustrated that I could just keep both my bishops. I mean, it was my intention during the game. I was sure that if I had the two bishops, I would just kill him this position. I mean, it's just too much. So yeah, rook ac1 was much better. But I got scared when I saw that shot 93, and I didn't even try after that because the thought was, oh, okay, he's hitting here, he's hitting d4. It's a bit of a mess. It's not necessary. I'm still all right if I keep this bishop against the dark square bishop. But that's lazy. And it makes things harder. That's the main point. Rook c4 was... I mean, if I had given myself some time to consider this, I'm sure I would have found this. And I mean, bishop takes c4 is coming, and there's not really a way to prevent that.
Like, yeah, like I don't know, queen d7, and then you take, and knight b5, knight b4. I mean.
Yeah, this is almost losing. Do I have bishop c5?
Or bishop
Queen
g7?
b5,
You could do bishop g7 even?
he has queen takes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, that's weird. Okay. You just wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Bishop c5?
Yeah. Put it anywhere, really. Yeah.
Yeah, not even that, because bishop c5, knight d5, I don't intend to change that.
Or wait. Sorry. So can you? Could you go rook takes b4, and then bishop b5?
Rook takes, bishop there.
Bishop c5. I mean, yeah. Right.
Bishop takes, bishop c5.
Maybe
yeah,
he'll go queen d1 and then bishop c5, but that's still good.
Yeah, his king is so open, and after all these changes, I can even pick up this pawn. Yeah, it looks like it's completely winning. Yeah, rook takes b4.
Yeah, next. I think that's what I would play. Rook b4.
Yeah, well, that's great because you're calculating, and it makes your life so much easier. It's way harder to win this in these situations when you just stop calculating at all. Here, it's, I guess, even mounting this this battery is strong.
You have time for that?
Yeah, I mean the two bishops are just too strong here. But I played queen e2 because I noticed that variation, and well, it was too complicated. So yeah, I'm getting an advantage after queen c2, which is true, but it's not the same. After knight c2, he's picking up the bishop, because if rook ac1, I'm losing actually after knight takes d4, hitting my queen, and I can't take because of queen takes c1. I saw that. I mean, I saw that I was losing this bishop, but this is still great for white. What do you think that is? I mean, it's an opposite color bishop position, but
Pawn
what
structure, I
makes
mean, black has its isolated pawn on e6, which is
yeah,
pretty terrible.
yeah, this king is so open.
We have a more active rook
That's
on
typical of
on d4 as well.
yeah. All my pieces are better at this point. I mean, this happens a lot. When there are opposite color bishop, the side attacking is the side that has the advantage. In that case, it's even a further advantage to have opposite color bishops because
You can't defend against that
this one
bishop.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have the means to defend against it. That's right. And his bishop is completely useless, at least for the time being. This is still more than okay for white, but you see, when you refuse to calculate and finish the game off and play the most, the strongest and most well-founded variations, at least tactically, you begin sliding,
So you have
slowly
to be
sliding.
relentless.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's something that's just too difficult to calculate, it's forgivable. I mean, there are degrees to this issue. It's not always black or white, but this was a clearly missed chance for me. I was really annoyed that I couldn't find.
You remember it this many years later.
Yeah, this game showed me what I was doing wrong, and this one convinced me that okay, I had to
Calculate a
work on
little
my
deeper.
calculations, and I have to because I had the ability to do it. I mean, when I sat down at the board, I was calmer and I had all the time in the world. I found these variations and not using a computer. Actually, I didn't even have an engine at that point. But I realized, okay, find this. Why can't I do this during the game? I'm not even trying. That was the point. So he plays queen c7. Um, Again, I make such a lazy move. This move is just ridiculous. I play rook c4.
You want to double up or on the C file or something?
Don't know really. I can't really explain. Rook c4. It's defended. It's on light square. The other one can go here or here. You start kind of rationalizing these decisions on general grounds, but you're going nowhere. There is one fairly strong and obvious move that I missed. I'm sure you can spot it because it's the first move that comes to mind.
Well, the first move that comes to mind is rook a d1, but I'll just see if he can contest it. So rook a d1, rook d8. Maybe we create a gun, Alekhine's gun. So rook a d1, rook d8, queen c3, or queen d3 maybe.
Yeah, but there are too many open lines for Alekhine gun to work. He's probably taking here and playing bishop c5 or something like that. No.
Okay.
Actually, rook a8 has an easy tactical refutation that I missed because I wasn't even looking. But rook a1, rook a8 loses.
What it loses for rook a d1, rook a d8 loses for white?
For black. After rook a8, black is totally busted.
Well, I guess we're gonna get, at least we're gonna get b7, and then yeah. So rook a d1, rook d8. Yeah. So rook takes d8, rook takes d8, rook takes d8, queen d8, bishop b7. We could do.
Yeah. I didn't even consider it. Can you believe it? I mean, I don't remember if I didn't even consider rook a1, which is most likely the case because, oh, I don't want to trade all the heavy pieces, of course. I'm attacking. No way I'm going to trade all the rooks. Fact is, black can't. I mean, black can't play rook a8. And if he can, he has to do,
Yeah.
he has to make this horrible move, obstructing his own bishop, putting very passive rook on e7. This is just horrible. He can't
Ooh,
contest the
G6
defense.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah, and he can't even do nothing about this open file, which is completely
Oh,
mine.
and look at his poor
Uh,
bishop here. Yeah.
yeah, this bishop is just ridiculously bad. I didn't see that. I mean, I was so frustrated when I noticed, oh, he couldn't play rook a8. I didn't even consider the possibility of doubling up on the d5 because I
Mm.
was scared on general grounds that he would exchange too many heavy pieces.
Mm.
And I didn't want that. And because that general way of thinking, I didn't notice that he's losing 2 pounds here. I mean, if it was only 1 pound, then I would be kind of forgiven because the end game might be tough to put away. But now he's losing another one. He's dropping 1 more pound, and
Yeah, and this
uh,
is super dangerous.
yeah, he's still weaker. I mean, um, he probably can't keep this pawn because queen takes e6 and bishop d5 seems deadly. So um, queen d6, bishop takes, and now I'm even dropping back to c4, applying
Yeah.
pressure here. I'm 2 pawns up. This
Yeah.
is an easy win. I didn't see I didn't see he was losing 2 pounds if he went for that. That's because I wasn't even looking. I mean, it was it wasn't such a tough situation. And it became increasingly difficult. I was so frustrated. This move really surprised me. I didn't think he could start activating the bishop
That's
because,
a
of
good
course, I
yeah.
was thinking,
Yeah, that's a good move
yeah, I
there.
have this. Uh, oh, he has queen f6. Okay, I missed this. um, so I just kept shuffling pieces around. I'm still much better here, of course. I mean, the advantage is of permanent nature. It's not going away. I grew so frustrated that I just couldn't gather myself to keep enough pieces on the board to keep pressing. Uh, and he's improving his pieces little by little. Now his bishop is not so useless. Now it's an active bishop. He's also hitting f2. Um, I was so annoyed at this point.
Yeah,
I remember.
probably at this point you're thinking like, what happened? What happened? I was totally winning.
Yeah, where did the advantage go? Now I can just play queen e3. I'm preventing this, and I still hold a very nice advantage. I mean, nowadays I would be really glad to play this. Of course, the other variations we saw were much more advantageous, um, but this is plenty good enough for white. We still have all the pressure. Uh, but I was so frustrated. I said, okay, I'm going to exchange queens and maybe I think I can put pressure on this isolated. No, it's just one weakness. They're opposite colored bishops. I'm going nowhere. In fact, we just play d5, put the bishop on d4, and it's suddenly a draw. uh, that's how the game. I was frustrated. I even started changing the rest of the heavy pieces. Yeah, draw.
Mm.
um,
I
this
was
was,
I was scared you were gonna lose it. So
yeah, I was too. I remember. I thought, okay, might as well just draw.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. um, yeah, that's how dangerous uh, it is to just consciously trying to avoid calculations. I mean, there are some variations that look scary, but then you come to realize well, okay, I can replay this, and it is really strong. Um, Sometimes the problem is the lack of this position to actually calculate lines. And you see, this is a positional game for most of the time. And even here, you have to calculate. There are some operations that uh, have to be seen. I mean, this is clearly a positional disaster for black. But even here, you have to keep calculating. You have to come up um, with a clear path. um, this is, I guess, the first time in the game when I start um, getting a bit lazy and well, completely inaccurate. And this was even easier. Rook 81 is clearly the move, and I wasn't ready to calculate lines. I wanted to just, I don't know, set up a battery, check,
Oh
give
yeah, yeah,
checkmate
yeah.
somehow.
I've won already. Just resign already. It's yeah.
Yeah, just give it to me. Yeah, and so this person, I think this game is the one that made me um, mm, take a huge leap. Actually, this realization was
Mm,
important for me.
mm.
Uh, I was always trying to win just by merit of good positional play, and
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I had
If
to
you get a good
realize
position
that.
out of the opening, you deserve to win, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
I deserve this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
uh, yeah, that's what's so great about setting up a board and trying to analyze your games on your own. Sometimes you discover things that, hey, this wasn't even that hard. What happened to me?
Mm.
um, yeah, some clear flaws come up. um, this
S-
game really exposed me.
So then, so you
um,
said this was kind of a pivotal game in your career. So
yeah,
what did you do then after you kind of made this realization? Did you just work on calculating deeper in your games?
yeah. I grabbed Top's book and I started
Oh.
doing those kind of exercises.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, that made a big difference. I mean, I I realized I had the ability to do it. I just had to get used to doing it. The only way of actually achieving that is exercising.
Mm.
Otherwise, you're just not used to the work it takes. I mean, I had the vision to
Mm.
realize that that variation after Rook AC1 and
Mm.
all the way to Rook C4 was favoring me clearly, uh, but the spirit wasn't there to just go and do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I guess
and
if you give your opponent an inch, right? They can work with that, and they can slip away quickly. So you better,
yeah,
yeah, you better kill them while you can. Especially these days, players are gotten so much better at defending. You know, computers have made people realize that you can defend a lot of positions you didn't think you could have.
yeah, not everything is automatically resignable. Now we can keep trying. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I had some other games in this tournament too that I wasted incredible advantages. Um,
Yeah, that's
if you
very.
have some time,
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, if you have time, I wonder if I can
Find it.
copy this from Chess Base. Yeah, because um, it's hard. I don't really know how to do it. I want to copy a position. I might as well set it up.
Well,
It's
I
going to be
could,
easier.
if you tell me the game, maybe I could find it. But I've got chess.
It's a game, Poupar Manzone.
Okay, let me see.
uh,
Do you know what color you were? No. Oh, you were black?
yeah, I was playing. Yeah. Um,
Okay, let's see.
Otherwise, I can just set up the position. I have the position here.
Oh, you have the
Uh,
position? Yeah, just copy the fen.
yeah. Yeah, I want to copy to FEM, but I don't know how to do it from
Oh, you
ChessBase.
don't? In the top left corner, there's copy position in the top left.
Mm. But I just might as well set it up.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm building the search of your games right now, but it's
This
taking a
one was
while.
hard to find. I mean, it can happen to anyone, but it really shows the sad state of my tactics. How unaware I was. I just wasn't alert. But,
Okay.
but this one was really beautiful. I mean, it was hard to notice. To be fair to myself, I mean, I was really tough because
What,
I was really hard on myself because I had already seen some games where I just threw some ridiculous advantages.
what year was this?
But um, 2002.
2002. And what was your opponent's name? Because I found the games now.
Poupar is his name. Aime
In
Poupar.
2002?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see. Oh, I found it. Okay. So if you load up the game, and then you go copy game in the top left, so I can import it now. So, oh, it looks like you did it already, right? But
Yeah, I just
yeah,
set
so
up the position.
yeah, I just did it here. There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the way you do it in the future, you load the actual game. So it like the board, like double click on the actual game, and then in the top left corner of your screen in ChessBase, there should be copy game, or you could just hit Control
Oh,
C.
and
Yeah. So
and that copies the
yeah,
BGM.
yeah. If you just do copy
Oh,
game, it will, or sorry, the yeah, it will copy the fan, and then you can paste it in.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So okay, so here we have the
Um,
game.
of course, I played a very close game. I was playing black here. Wasn't particularly comfortable, but I had seen this. He plays bishop before, and turns out the only move is knight c5 back. The self pin, but apparently black is sort of alright. I mean, I still prefer white, but I have some squares to work with, especially in dark squares. But I played queen d8, which is losing. He played bishop takes f8.
What was wrong? What
And
was
I
wrong
had
with
seen
knight c5?
nothing. This was the move.
Yeah, but why
This is
why
what.
why were you scared?
Well, he has some pressure down the f5. I wasn't particularly comfortable. I didn't know how I was going to create counterplay here.
But
But it wasn't the end of the world. I mean, it's a normal position.
I'm
Um,
I'm just surprised you just give up the exchange so easily. I guess
yeah, the thing is,
you like
I thought I
d4.
was. Yeah, I saw this bishop takes f8, knight d4,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm taking here while defending g7, so he doesn't have this resource of bishop takes because I have knight takes. Um, Everything all right up to that point, and he played queen d2, and I got to realize my idea. I took on f5, and I had a favorable endgame where I have control of the dark squares. He has a bad bishop. I have a good one. But he has a completely destructive move here that we both missed. It's basically white to play and win here. Was so surprised.
I'm sure I won't. If both of you missed it, I'm sure I won't see it. But white to play and win.
Yeah, it has to do more with the fact that it's completely surprising. But if someone tells you that there's a big surprise, you might find it.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine, though.
Okay. Okay. I have an inkling of an idea. I'm just looking if it has any merit. I don't. It seems impossible, but I'm looking at Bishop G7. So let's say Bishop G7, Knight takes C2, and I guess Bishop F6.
I can resign already, yeah. The attack is incredibly strong. I mean,
yeah, but this is one of those things where if someone tells you, if they tap you on the shoulder and say there's a tactic here, yeah, maybe you can find it. But if you just playing the game, it's really hard to find a move like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. I didn't notice until I analyzed the game that it was an amazing. I mean, it would have been probably the most spectacular game I have lost up to that point, at least. Yeah, I can resign already. I mean, it's almost amazing. And he only has a rook for the
Yeah,
queen,
but he's got
but
this, and this bishop can come in, and these two rooks, and these are out
yeah,
of the game. So
it's ridiculous how strong this was. Um, yeah, I don't know. He can. Oh, bishop h5, bishop takes, rook. I don't know.
yeah, or even just here
um,
immediately, maybe.
yeah, also works. I was amazed to find this, but yeah, my calculations were really straightforward. I mean, this is nothing compared to other things I missed during this tournament. I missed easy wins.
This was the same tournament.
Yeah, this was
Oh,
from the same tournament,
oh.
but this one is the most forgivable one, I guess. I guess anyone can miss bishop takes g7 here. Uh, but as things were, he didn't play it, and I got to realize my idea. Now he doesn't have this option because I get to keep my knight. So yeah, finally it was just an exchange. I have good control of dark squares, and I ended up winning some endgame. Um, but yeah, I was
You won this.
yeah, and I have good perspectives now. I mean, this bishop is so bad, and I have some dark squares. In fact, I played. Yeah,
It's gotta be a
I was
grind.
proud. Yeah, it was a grind. It was a long grind. But this is what I like.
Oh really?
I really like this.
I
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
tortured him. I really tortured him for the rest of the game. I slowly improved, and now started pushing.
I hate defending
I
this type
gave
of thing
him
as a
this.
white. Like,
I sucked the pawn because I was breaking through here. I was quite happy about how I played this. And finally, I break through kings.
yeah.
He's not making progress. This was my strong suit. I mean, I could grind him down in the long end game, but I couldn't calculate to save my life.
Yeah. But yeah, but
Yeah,
again, I think like Bishop G7, it seems obvious.
yeah.
Yeah, when you know, but
It's easy to miss. I wanted to show it because it was a very curious
did
move. I mean,
you?
it's really hard to find.
So I guess neither like after the game when you talk.
No,
Oh, neither of you saw it after the game.
only
Okay.
when I was analyzing it home.
Mm.
No, in the postmortem,
Mm.
no. I thought of this line as being so straightforward, and then bishop takes g7 only occurred to me when I was reviewing the game on my own at home.
I know. I know it's hard to speculate now, but if this was a game if this was a tournament game at your current level, do you think you would have seen bishop g7? Or yeah,
I could miss it. I mean, it's
hard to say, right?
perfectly, yeah, it's perfectly possible. At least now I have more chances of
And I think
noticing that.
now it's unlikely that both you and your opponent would miss it. One of you will probably see it
Yeah,
now.
I'll probably get punished for this. Yeah, I would be more suspicious about a line like Queen D8 here. That's for sure. I'll look more closely. That doesn't guarantee that I would find the shot, but it gives me a better chance, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
you were still quite strong. Like you're about 2100 here, so um,
yeah.
like
Those were my
that
more
would be about that's about national master in the U.S. and Canada. That's about NM level because NM is about 2200 USCF or CFC, which is about 100 points lower than FIDE. So this is about just barely national master level.
Yeah, no, I was in the juniors. I was a competitive player, so to speak, because yeah, I started quite early and I started playing tournaments. But yeah, at this point, my problem was that, well, as you see, I had a lot of trouble calculating lines. But as you see, going reviewing your games, going over them. Oh no, the weaknesses just appear in their whole glory. It's really easy to notice, especially when you know what you were thinking about in the game, and yeah, it's just so noticeable.
Yeah, whenever I finish a game, I always analyze the game twice. First, without the engine, and then with the engine. I spend I usually spend a little bit more time looking at it with the engine because I like to understand the details a little bit more. But I do always analyze it without an engine first, and I'm always happy when I spot like one or two things that I could like were mistakes or could have been improved upon without the engine because it just reinforces the fix for next time. So the worst feeling is when I finish analyzing a game and I don't know what I did wrong. That's the worst feeling. And especially if it's a long game and it's like, what? I don't know what I did wrong. Like everything seemed fine, and I hate that because it's to me then it seems like a waste of time. Like what's the point? So, but that's pretty rare. Like 95% of the time, I can learn something from my games. So.
Yeah, normally you can spot what what went wrong. Yeah. And the engine has two functions, as I see it. I mean, it's obviously good to check the tactical stuff you were looking at in your analysis. And the other one is that it really shows some amazing possibilities. Even after analyzing the game, when I scan it with an engine, sometimes incredible resources appear that I hadn't even imagined, even while analyzing it carefully. That always adds value because it kind of widens your view of what's possible in chess.
Yeah, or you think you played a brilliant game. You're like, oh, this is probably like 10 centipawns, and like, oh my god, mistake. Yeah, and
yeah,
so
Stockfish rolls and tears it apart.
Yeah, but it's nice too because it shows you how much you can improve, how much room there is to improve and to play stronger. And when I analyze my game with the engine, you know, I don't just look, oh, queen f2 or whatever. Like I go into it and I try to understand why. Like why does that work? And so you know, I'm a big stockfish lover. If you use it properly and you try to understand why one move is better than the other and so forth, because sometimes it's not apparent, and I really try to understand why, and then once I come to that understanding, then I move on. Um, so I think if you spend the
Yeah,
time to do that, it can be a useful tool.
yeah, that's what it's meant for. I mean, especially when you keep that perspective, that you're actually scanning the game with the best possible player out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes, yeah, Stockfish is going to say, okay, this is a mistake or this is an inaccurate move.
Mm.
But it's important to see it from a human
Mm-hmm.
perspective too. I mean, there are things that are just impossible for us not to miss, and that doesn't really count like a complete mistake. I mean, it might objectively be, but so it happens. I mean, and it's important to have the ability to separate what, okay, I can really improve this. This was wrong, and I can do better. Than, okay, there's no way I was noticing this
Yeah, I
slight
know.
difference in these two variations.
Yeah, like if the computer, sometimes the computer will tell me there's a mistake, and I look at it, I'm like, okay, that's crazy. That's a computer line. Like that's bonkers. Like it's astonishing that
I can
works,
live
but
with that mistake.
yeah, exactly. It's like I'm like, yeah, I let myself off the hook for that because I'm like, come on, that's crazy. So, oh, the other thing is like table-based draw. It's like, okay, yeah, draw in like 54 moves of perfect play. That's good luck.
Always a blunder there, and it's impossible to understand why it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, thank you for the lesson, Alessandro. I'm going to keep grinding away on the classical as I have been, and go from there. So I appreciate your time again.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Tyler.
bye.